Okay, so the video that I'm looking at is like distractingly laggy. And I don't know how to explain this because when I watched the playback of the last one I tried to record, it was not distractingly laggy. So I'm really hoping that the final version will not be because I am really struggling to record this video watching that. So might just be eyes away from the screen today somehow until this camera learns to do its thing. Um, I am so bad at schedules following that subject that I'm recording this today on Sunday, and I normally, when I remember to record, I do it on Mondays. So the fact that I'm recording on Sunday has me like, oh, I'm early. I'm ahead of schedule. But we've talked about that with me. Like, if I have my shit together, I will make a video on Monday. If I don't, I won't. If I have my shit really, really together, then I will make a video before Monday, aka Sunday, like today. So yes, timeline being associated with ADHD makes perfect sense to me. Yes, it is cold and wet here some of the time too. More cold than wet, though we had a stretch of like 10 days where it was raining basically every other day. And that got old fast. I've been like begging for rain for 12 months and then I got tired of it within a week. So it'd be nice if it would have been stretched out throughout the year and or happened while it was warm, but no luck. My NaNoWriMo is going well. I'm burnt out a little bit, which is frustrating, but I did it to myself because I have written 44,000 words in the first 13 days, and now my brain is like going kind of sluggishly. And I've never had a nano like this. I've never had a nano where I was above the line 2 weeks in, and I could not write for 10 more days and I would still be above the par line. So, I mean, I'm really proud of it. I love what I've written. It is very, very short on atmospheric details, so there's plenty to add later. I came in with 50,000, which means my story is currently at 94,000 words and has a lot left to go, which means I obliterated genre goals. So I'm going to be way, way, way too many words for what it should be. But I don't know that I'm going to try to publish this, so I don't know that it matters, because in that case, it's just for my eyes, and my eyes like the words that are on the page. So then it's good. It doesn't matter. So I wrote my notes going down, and then I didn't want to use the second page, so I wrote the rest of my notes going back up on the same page. So this is going to, the rest of this like goes back and forth between being my notes and responses, which is a super chaotic way to do this. But my video title last week, I don't know what it was, maybe about nano. It got 17 views, and I do my very best with these titles to be as uninteresting as possible so that nobody will ever watch them. Like, I am very strategic about trying to make sure that absolutely no one clicks on these videos except for who's meant to. Like, if you want people to see yours, great, by all means. I don't want people to see mine because I don't like when people are like, judgy, and the whole point of this is to talk to you guys. So I was a little alarmed that whatever my buzzwords were got 17 views. That's too many in my opinion, because I know they're not all from us. Nano as a habit, I think that's a really good point, because I've had so many years like that. Like this year, it's an obsession, it's a passion, it's like I'm on fire at all times wishing I was writing. But many years it's just been like, it's the thing to do. It's the activity of the month. Baseball's over, now it's nano. And I act like, oh, I'm so good at this because I've won like 3 times or whatever. I am not good at this. I've been doing nano for like 10 years and my total word count on the website somehow is 350,000. So first off, I probably kept writing without updating a few times, but overall, I think that just means I have burnt out really quickly most years and then a handful of times gone the distance. But like probably my average nano word count is under 10,000, because even though I have, at this point I guess 4 that will have gotten to 50,000, barring like my death at this point, because I could get to 6,000 with like 500 words a day at this point. But okay, I shouldn't, knock on wood, I should not have said that. Like, I specifically have not bought the winner's shirt because I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch, but I just acted like I did. Anyway, so I have had 4 years of basically 50,000 words, which in that case means that's 200,000. And every other nano combined in my life, including camp and regular, has only totaled 150,000. That's like mind-meltingly terrible. Hell, I've done nano like it has to be at least 10 times. It has to be. And then just a lot of bad years. A lot. And some years, like, I went in with, like, passion and then just burnt out by day 5 or day 3 or day 1. And other years, I did it because it was the thing to do and I knew somebody was doing it and I knew somebody was passionate and I was like, I'm going to try to do this too. And then I just didn't do it. Or because, it's like, it's my November thing to do and it has been for a really long time. So it just seems like the default thing I should do. Wait, have I really won 3 times only? Night Shifters, Sam, and the Mexican Pizza Novel. I guess it is only 3, yeah. But, oh, you know what? The year I won Sam, I wasn't on regular internet access. I bet I wasn't updating. So I bet I didn't give myself credit for any of those 50,000 words. So it's probably more like 400K. Anyway, this is all like a 2-minute long rant on I act like I'm so great at nano. I'm not. I suck at nano. I just happen to be really good at it right now. I have done so many write-ins, almost entirely virtual. I went to one in person. I can't remember. I think I mentioned that last week. These glasses are driving me absolutely out of my mind because they're the same glasses as before. Like, they look the same, but they're like, oh god, I can't even get them off. They're a little bit like hooked tighter, so they're like a little bit too tight, and the focus is slightly different than my old ones. So, like, it like hurts to look out of them sometimes. So mostly I'm just wearing the old ones and I'm not wearing the new ones, which I'm supposed to let my eyes get used to them. But they make my eyes tired, which makes me tired, and so I just don't wear them. Also, the problem with working an 8-hour day office job every single day of the week and then going home and writing 2 to 8,000 words a day is my eyes are getting way too much screen time and they're exhausted always anyway. So just wearing the old glasses is easier. Yeah. Back to the movies thing you're talking about knowing movies well. I either know movies way too well because I've seen them 100 times, or I forget every single thing about the movie and it's almost as though I've never seen it. And when I watch it for a second time, it's like watching for the first time. And this is the most iconic Phoebe example of this is I watched Star Wars like on and off throughout my childhood. I liked the prequels so much, but I watched the originals on and off. And then in college, in like 2012 or something, my friends decided to have a screening of 4, 5, and 6 as a marathon. And I went in and I did not remember a single thing about them. I could not have told you the plot. I couldn't have told you like when various people died or who was on. I mean, I knew who was on what side and like you can tell who the villains are. But like the details were just completely gone. It was like I was watching a new movie. And I have that a fair bit. I don't know what it is about like the originals from Star Wars that like I struggle to keep them straight. But like the prequels I can keep straight. The sequels I can keep straight. I don't know what it is about those originals. Speaking of Star Wars, this is a left turn, but related to Star Wars. There's a show on right now on Disney Plus that is like the best Star Wars thing I've ever seen. Like my previous favorite Star Wars thing was Rogue One, which is one of the more recent movies, and it's called Andor, is a prequel to Rogue One, and now it is like Rogue One and Andor are my favorite Star Wars things, and it's not done yet. It'll be done in 2 weeks. So I am having a hell of a November between being obsessed with that show in a way that I haven't been obsessed with anything on TV in a really long time. Like I tend to watch 1 episode of TV per week and that's it. I don't watch more than that because I'm just not a TV person. So I'm watching that and I'm doing NaNoWriMo and that's my whole life. And it's fucking awesome. But in a few weeks, NaNoWriMo will be over and Andor will be over. And then December is holiday season, other things. But come January, like, what is there to do? No baseball, no Andor, no Nano. My life is gonna seem so quiet. Oh God, this video started so well and so focused, and then just went chaotic. And the last thing is, today's the 14th. Next week, I should make a video. I mean, I plan to, and then after that, I'm going to Paris, which I'm very excited about. And it was pointed out to me that I should bring my laptop to try to continue working on my book, even if I've already hit 50,000, because sitting in a Parisian cafe with a cafe latte and a croissant, working on a novel as a writer in Paris just sounds so romantic. I need to do that. I'm a little worried about transporting the laptop, but I'll figure it out. Okay, that's all I have to say. DFTBA, and I'll see you next week.